Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. We are in Atlanta on our little on our anniversary vacation, and we're hitting sales. We were looking on our yard sale app, a community sale not too far from our family friend's house that we're staying at. So we're probably gonna try to hit that up. It's gonna be a shortened day. We're gonna probably go out for a few hours because we got a lot of stuff that we want to, do over our vacation weekend. But we have an estate sale that we were going to that, hopefully we find a bunch of stuff at. It was a nice sale. It was actually one of our it was our family friend's sale. It was their neighbor's sale, so we knew a guy who knew a guy.
Pretty much.
And we got to go in. We get to go in early and take a look. But we're gonna bring you along for our drive around Atlanta.
Wow.
It's 60 degrees and us Floridians are cold.
Oh, it feels great. It feels wonderful.
We didn't bring any warm clothing at all.
Well, I brought a jacket.
I didn't. I brought shorts and t-shirts, but it's September. What do you want from me?
We were here in September last year. It was cold.
That's true. I should learn from last time. But we're gonna hopefully hit like at least 10 to 15 sales. Hopefully, fingers crossed that the community sale is as big as they say it is, and we'll see what we can find. Let's go get it.
You may want to look at it first. I'm buried in that thing.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
That is precious. He knows that I'm not going to work. Yeah.
Digital TV converter box.
Yeah.
Let me see what that is.
She sent me some pictures, and this is what I'm gonna tell her. Oh. This picture was in the mix, probably now.
Oh, yeah. I'll take all three. And the dog.
Yeah.
I want to know how much. Look at the kitty one.
$1? Only for $1? Oh gosh, good luck. Property's all over the place. I'm all over the place. What's that?
I mean,
Okay.
those in itself are probably
I know.
What do I need to do?
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I assume.
What's it done?
These are dollars. Yeah, okay.
Is this a turkey roaster?
Good enough.
No.
Oh, dang.
We lived at Soap Creek, and my parents, we had a birthday party.
We don't really have basements in Florida, so.
What is that? What is this?
That's for this box.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Everything's got an eBay thing. All of them. I think that's what I heard too. How are you doing? Did you say it's hot out? We're digging it.
No, it's the cup was hot.
Oh, okay. I'm like, we're from Florida, and I'm like, this weather's awesome.
St. Pete.
Yep, St. Pete.
St. Pete.
Near Tampa. Bobblehead's 10 or 5 for 20.
Yeah. Shrek 2.
Shrek 2. Oh, good. Because the other ones I have are ripped. Sets for BFF. Is it a quarter?
Yeah. Inflation steady.
It's Scooby-Doo playing cards. I really pray that that nutcracker we're walking towards is German. Oh, that's so cool. We only need the one though, really.
I mean, but it would be nice to have both.
You want them both? You want them both? We don't. Just need the one. Would you take $3 for one of the mannequins?
Sorry?
Would you take $3 for one of the mannequins? You have $5 a piece on them.
Sure.
Okay.
Take it.
How about
Take it,
5 for both?
take it from
5 for both.
Say don't drop it.
Oh, what's your food? We are back from our trip. We got back late Monday night, and then yesterday, of course, as we've said, we do this part-time, so we had our day jobs to get back to. So I'm going to do a quick recap of just some of the stuff we got out garage selling, as well as from the antique shops that we picked up some cool stuff. 25 bucks, and actually everything we bought was pretty well priced except for this one, so I had to pay up to get some items. But we spent 25 bucks, and one of the items from it was this 007, the Ultimate James Bond collection. All discs are there. This set, it's a Blu-ray set from the movies from all the way from 1962 to 2015. So a pretty cool box set. It was selling for right around 70 bucks used. We also got in that set an Atlanta Braves bobblehead that I'm keeping, and then a brand new Batman Blu-ray trilogy set that's right around 25 to 30 brand new set. So not too bad on the 25. The bobblehead's worth 50 bucks online, so I was glad to have that in my collection. Picked up 6 Jim Shore pieces, which I don't know if you do Jim Shore. Jim Shore is very collectible, very cool decorative pieces like this one. This is the only one that wasn't with the box. We got a great deal at that sale on these Jim Shores. We got 6 pieces, 5 still in the box, for $20. And if you don't know Jim Shore, Hallmark does a lot of Jim Shore stuff. If you ever go around Christmas time, you can see a lot of the Jim Shore Christmas stuff. Very decorative, very pretty pieces. 2 of them alone are actually 3 of them, the bigger ones. We have one that's worth right around 6. 2 are worth right around 60, and one's a rare piece worth right around 80. So on 20 bucks, we probably picked up at least 200 to 250 in Jim Shore pieces. So pretty cool buys there. Most of them are already listed. Actually, all of them are already listed. So those were easy lists, and they look really, really pretty if you want to take a look at them in the link below. This cool looking Taekwondo bag. I'm probably going to Facebook Marketplace this one. It's full of Taekwondo stuff. They said it's for a kid size. Like I said, need to look it up. Young in martial arts Taekwondo stuff. The bag was only $4, and all I did was look at the bag. It's called Tiger Claw. The bag was worth right around 25 used, so I felt okay spending the $4 on the bag. Like I said, I need to look up and see what the Taekwondo stuff's worth. Hopefully we can get that stuff moved out on Facebook Marketplace. Vintage musical electronic piece we got was this Sony boombox. It's a CFD S33. It's a cassette and CD with the recorder. We spent $8 at a sale with got this and a bunch of other stuff. This guy was selling anywhere from 30 to 60. So it's a crazy range. For us, you know, normally we see stuff with that kind of range, we definitely want to look it over and make sure everything works. And then if it's all working and in pretty good shape, we typically try to list it on the higher side and go for the higher side on it, because we did our due diligence to make sure that it was a good piece and that our buyers feel comfortable making that type of purchase on it. Antique shop. We actually ended up going to another antique shop where we found this Kitty Critters piece still in the box. I've never sold this brand before. I've never even heard of this brand before. I just looked at it. It looked pretty neat. We ended up spending $12 on it. And here he is. He's a little frog gecko on a surfboard. He's called Dude is what he's called. And we saw 2 sales of it without the box. He's a retired piece. Kitty Critters. It's sold for $35 without the box. So I felt comfortable spending the $12 on it, because for me, anything retired figurines that we're seeing them without the box selling for $30 to $35. As I mentioned, with video games, it's no different than anything that's collectible. If you have the box, it's going to carry a higher price tag, and that's, one of the interesting and neat things about selling collectibles. So with it having the box, I was comfortable. I think it's probably worth $50, 50 to 60 bucks with the box. It's kind of crazy, but it's what styrofoam in a cardboard box can do. We got a lot more stuff. Just kind of show you some key items as well to keep an eye out for. Courtney picked this up. It's a color deck or color wheel, however you want to call it, just of the different paint colors. This one's a Sherwin-Williams one. These are actually very valuable. A lot of interior decorators, interior designers buy these items and have them in their personal bags to kind of on the site be able to go over different paints. And even though this one's from 2001, it still had comps of $20 to $25, and we got this for $1. So again, certain things like this you may not think has the value, but there is people out there like interior designers, decorators that have the need to have these in their bags, so they're good buys at $1. Again, video games are what my specialty are, so for me it's easier to pick them out, so I'm going to try to give you some quick information. We were at an antique shop where we got the kitty critters gecko on the surfboard, and they had some video games in one of the booths, and they only wanted $3 a video game, which for me is typically higher than what I like to spend unless I know the value, which these ones we did. So this one's College Hoops 2K8. Sports games are very, very tough. It's very slim pickings on sports games that have value. This was the last year they did College Hoops 2K for the Xbox 360. This one's worth right around $30. There's another college basketball game that's NCAA college basketball, and it has Blake Griffin on the cover. And that one, I believe, is 2013 or 2014. And that one sells as well for right around $30 to $35. And then we picked up this PlayStation 1 Aladdin game. When it comes to your old PlayStation games, since they are the plastic case, make sure your plastic cases aren't cracked. As well as this one comes with the original manual, and the disc is in very good shape. This one as well is $20 to $25. So we picked up at the same antique shop. We spent $18 and we picked up right around $100 worth of stuff. So again, as I mentioned, the whole point of going to antique shops is that there's stuff that we collect, that we buy from them, but we also are able to see a lot of cooler stuff that has value that we may not have thought of, or that we didn't really even pay attention to because they just seem so off, off the beaten path, something that we normally do. And there's a lot of good stuff out there that has value that we may not even know exists, but people. That's going to do it for our video today. I appreciate I bringing you guys along for our 1 year wedding anniversary and into the different antique shops, as well as a different area in Atlanta versus here in St. Pete. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, share, do all that great stuff. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll gladly answer those questions for you. Thanks for coming by. Take care.